Hey guys, how's it going? Adam back for another video. Today I'm going to be doing an oil change on my 2013 Chevy Malibu. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. I'll pull the car in, jack it up, put some jack stands, and then I'll show you guys what I'm doing. Guys, so before I get started, I am going to put the emergency brake on and put chocks behind the wheels just to make sure I'm safe. Alright guys, so in order to put the parking brake or emergency brake on, all you do is lift up on that, and now the parking brake is engaged. Guys, so I don't have actual wheel chocks, but I do have a couple pieces of wood which are going to accomplish the same thing. Let's go ahead and pop the hood and then we'll jack the car up. So now that I got my car securely up on the jack stands, I'm ready to get under it. I feel confident, safe. Never want to get under a car if you're just have it up on a jack. You want to make sure you have jack stands under there. You want to make sure the car's secure. The last thing you want to do is be under the car working and the car falls on you. So you definitely want to make sure you have jack stands, and you want to make sure they're the correct ton for your car. You don't want to put a 1-ton jack stand on a 3-ton car. It just doesn't work. Alright, so just to prevent any oil from spilling on my garage floor, I'm just going to go ahead and put some cardboard under it. Sometimes the oil just has a mind of its own and kind of goes where it wants to. Alright, so before I get under the car, I'm going to go ahead and take out the oil cap. It'll just help the oil flow through better, and it'll help it drain a little faster. So now that I'm under the car, the oil filter is right here, and the drain plug is right back here. The drain plug is a 15mm bolt, which I have my 15mm wrench right here. First thing I'm going to do is loosen this 15mm bolt and drain the oil into this pan. Alright, so now we're just going to loosen this 15mm bolt here. like to hold the drain pan up just to make sure I know where the oil's gonna go before it starts pouring everywhere. And there we go. As it starts flowing out, you're going to want to move your drain pan forward as the flow just starts to drip closer and closer. I'll give that a few more seconds to completely drain out while I go grab my oil filter wrench, and I'm also going to grab down my new oil filter, so while I'm under here I could just go ahead and put that on as well. Alright, so that's just about done, and while that's finishing, I'm using a Mobil 1 extended performance filter. It says protects up to 1 year or 20,000 miles. I never let my oil change go more than 5,000 miles at the very most, although I'm running full synthetic. I just, personal preference, I don't like running the oil more than 5,000 miles max. I currently have the same Mobil 1 filter currently in the car. I don't know if oil filters really matter that much, but I'm putting in the Mobil 1 oil, so I figured I'd put the Mobil 1 filter too. Yeah, it's still draining. So I actually have the filter wrench for the oil filter. It's just a 3/8 ratchet that goes right into it. It's pretty cool, pretty easy. It's a 78 or 76 millimeter 14 flutes. Not sure exactly what that means, but this does fit exactly onto the oil filter. No problem at all. No slippage. It just sits right on in there. Shouldn't have a single problem getting it out. Of course, I don't want to do that, so that way I can, until this is done, so that way I can move the drain pan over and try not to make too big of a mess. Golly, that's a lot of oil in there today. Seems like it usually goes a little faster than that. I did buy this part in advance, and I believe it was like I don't know, $5 or $10. It does actually say lifetime warranty on it, but not sure exactly how that warranty works. Oh man, just about done. Yeah, at this point it's a slow drip. I'm okay with that. I'll just close that back up and take the filter out. It actually gets tight about halfway in when you screw it in by hand, but as soon as you put your 15mm back on there, it's fine. It's not that tight anymore. Oops. Alright, I'm confident with that bolt now. That's fine. Alright, so that's nice and tight. Now let me go ahead and do the oil filter. Alright. So we got our oil filter. That's tightened. There it is, reverse. It's fairly easy to remove when you have the right tools. One of the things you want to make sure when you remove the old filter is that the old gasket is in there. You don't want a double gasket. Essentially, you're going to get a leak, and it's going to be a pretty significant leak. So definitely want to make sure the old gasket is always pulled out. I've actually taken my car to a shop before, and they forgot to pull the old gasket many years ago. Now I try to do most of the things myself, or kind of watch them, make sure they're doing it the right way at least. Alright, so for the new filter, see it has the gasket in there. That's the gasket I was talking about. You don't want to have a old one sitting up there. Sometimes it just happens, or they just forget. Before you screw this on, you want to kind of lubricate this gasket and just the whole top of the oil filter. Best way to do that is I just dip it into the old oil a little bit and then screw it on. And I'm going to hand tighten it, and then I'm going to use that tool and just give it 3/4 of a turn to complete it. You don't want to over tighten your oil filter. You can potentially strip out the threads up here, or you can potentially break your oil filter if you over tighten it. So now we're just gonna dip it. Just get the whole top of it nice and wet. Alright, that should be good. Our whole O-ring is good. Perfect. So now we're just gonna hand tighten it. That's as tight as I can. Hand tightening it, and I'm just going to do 3/4 of a turn. Let's see where the best part. And that should be good. See, this is partly what I was talking about on why you want to put something down. Felt like I did a pretty good job, but you still end up getting a little bit of splatter, so better safe than sorry. Okay, so now that I got the bottom half all buttoned up, basically all that's left is for me to fill the engine up with oil. I'm using Mobil 1 Extended Performance. It's full synthetic. These Chevy Ecotec motors require Dexus. And I believe only full synthetic has Dexus in it. Either way, you definitely want to make sure you're running something that says Dexos on it. Its spec is 5W20 on my cat. So I am just going to keep it with that. That's what I've been using since I've owned the car for 2.5 years, and I'm just going to keep doing that. Alright, so now that we are all done, I'm going to pull everything out, put everything back. Alright, now that we are done, the parking brake is still engaged. We are going to unengage it by simply just pressing down on that, and that is it. Parking brake is now off. Now I'm going to start the vehicle so we can reset the oil filter light. Alright, let's see. So what you're going to do is you're going to toggle through your settings, menu, vehicle information. Alright, oil, remaining oil life, 9%. So all you're going to do is you're going to press this set/clear button and hold it. Are you sure you want to reset? You're going to scroll up with this, and then again press the end, and bam, that is it. I am back to 100% oil life. Alright guys, that's the end of the video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks.